Imagine planting a single seed, and from that seed grows a tree. Now imagine that tree drops more seeds, which in turn grow more trees. That's compound interest in the financial world, earning interest on your interest over time. In the realm of finance, compound interest is a powerful force, often likened to a snowball rolling down a hill. As it descends, it gathers more snow, growing larger and faster with each revolution. Similarly, when you invest money, you earn interest on your initial amount. The next time interest is calculated, it's based on your original investment plus the interest you've already earned. This cycle repeats, and your wealth can grow exponentially, just like the snowball. That's the crux of compound interest. It's not just about what you earn today, but what you can earn tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. It's about the future value of your money and how small, consistent investments can blossom into substantial wealth. Compound interest is a slow burner. It doesn't make you rich overnight. Instead, it quietly works in the background, steadily multiplying your wealth. It's about the long game, the marathon, not the sprint. It's about patience and discipline, about resisting the temptation of immediate gain for the potential of far more significant returns in the future. But perhaps the most beautiful thing about compound interest is its accessibility. It's not a secret strategy reserved for the financial elite. It's a fundamental principle that anyone can apply, no matter how small their initial investment. Whether you're a student saving your pennies or a seasoned investor with a diversified portfolio, the power of compound interest is within your grasp. So if you're looking to grow your wealth, remember the seed and the tree. Start small, be patient, and let the magic of compound interest transform your seed into a forest. That's the power of compound interest, simple yet profound. Warren Buffett, often known as the Oracle of Omaha, understood this principle early on. He realized the power of compound interest and harnessed it to amass a fortune that most people can only dream of. But how did he do it? It all comes down to his investment strategy. Buffett's strategy wasn't about finding the next big thing or making quick money. No, his approach was a long-term one. He wasn't interested in short-term gains. Instead, he looked for solid companies that he believed would grow over time. And when he found those companies, he invested in them and held on to them for years, sometimes even decades. This is where the power of compound interest comes into play. By holding on to his investments for the long term, Buffett allowed his wealth to compound over and over again. This is the secret sauce of Buffett's success. It's not about making a quick buck. It's about making smart investments and allowing time to do its magic. But Buffett didn't just sit back and watch his money grow. He actively managed his portfolio, making sure to reinvest dividends and earnings back into his investments. This is another key element of his strategy: reinvestment. By reinvesting his earnings, Buffett was able to compound his wealth even further. And let's not forget about Buffett's keen eye for value. He didn't just pick any company to invest in. He looked for companies that were undervalued by the market but had strong fundamentals and the potential for growth. This ability to spot value where others couldn't is another factor that set Buffett apart and contributed to his incredible success. So, to sum it up, Buffett's strategy was a combination of long-term investing, reinvestment of earnings, and a keen eye for value. And at the heart of it all was his understanding and application of compound interest. This strategy may not be flashy or exciting, but it's proven to be incredibly effective. Buffett's success lies in his understanding and application of compound interest. His story is a testament to the power of this principle and serves as an inspiration for investors around the world. Remember, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about investing wisely and giving your investments the time they need to grow. So, what are the key ingredients to Buffett's success? First, patience. Compound interest is a slow process. It requires time to work its magic. And Warren Buffett is a master of patience. He's known for his long-term investment strategy, often holding onto stocks for decades. Buffett's patience has allowed his investments to reap the full benefits of compound interest, turning small initial investments into substantial returns. The second ingredient in Buffett's recipe for success is reinvestment. Buffett understood that by reinvesting his earnings back into his investments, he was effectively increasing his capital base. This larger capital base would then earn more interest, which could be reinvested again, creating a powerful snowball effect. This principle of reinvestment is at the heart of compound interest and has been a key driver of Buffett's wealth. The third key ingredient of Buffett's success is his knack for making wise choices. Buffett didn't just invest in any company. He chose companies with strong fundamentals, companies that were undervalued, and companies that had the potential to grow over the long term. Buffett's ability to identify such companies and invest in them has often been attributed to his voracious reading habit and his deep understanding of businesses and financial markets. Let's take the example of Coca-Cola. Buffett first invested in Coca-Cola in 1987, recognizing its strong brand and growth potential. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway now owns a staggering 9.3% of Coca-Cola, an investment that has paid off handsomely over the years. Or consider his investment in Apple, made in 2016. While many were skeptical about the tech giant's future growth, Buffett saw the long-term potential. Today, Apple is one of Berkshire Hathaway's largest holdings, contributing significantly to Buffett's wealth. So, there you have it. Patience, allowing time for compound interest to work its magic, reinvestment, fueling the compounding process, and wise choices, ensuring that the investments have the potential for growth. These are the key ingredients of Buffett's success. Patience, reinvestment, and wise choices, the trifecta of Buffett's success. The impact of compound interest on Buffett's wealth cannot be overstated. It is the unseen force that has propelled his wealth to astronomical heights. This principle, combined with the Oracle of Omaha's savvy investment strategy, has led to an accumulation of wealth that many find hard to fathom. But what does this mean in practical terms? Let's break it down. If Buffett had simply kept his earnings in a bank account, his wealth would have grown in a linear fashion. But by reinvesting his earnings and allowing the power of compounding to take effect, his wealth grew exponentially. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, growing larger and faster with each passing moment. The beauty of compound interest is that it's not just about the initial investment. It's about the consistent incremental investments made over time. Every dollar reinvested is another seed planted, ready to grow and bear fruit. Take a moment to visualize this. Buffett didn't start with a forest of wealth. He started with a single tree, his initial investment. Over time, through patience and smart reinvestment, that single tree grew into an entire forest. But the key here is time. Compound interest isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a slow burn, a long-term strategy. Buffett himself has often said our favorite holding period is forever. This is why the impact of compound interest on Buffett's wealth is so profound. It's not just a tool for the wealthy, it's a principle that anyone can apply regardless of how much money they start with. And that's the true power of compound interest. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about building wealth over time, step by step, dollar by dollar. It's about understanding that every penny invested today can grow into a fortune tomorrow. So when we talk about the impact of compound interest, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we view wealth accumulation. It's not just about the initial investment, but about how small, consistent investments can grow over time into vast fortunes. You might be wondering, how can I apply the principle of compound interest to my own life? Well, it's simpler than you might think. Let's break it down into 3 practical steps. First, start early. The sooner you start investing, the more time you give your money to grow. Think of it as planting a seed. The earlier you plant, the longer your tree has to grow. But remember, even if you're not in your 20s or 30s anymore, don't let that discourage you. It's never too late to plant that seed. Second, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your wealth be. The principle of compound interest is a slow and steady process. It might not seem like much in the beginning, but over time you'll start seeing your wealth tree grow. So hold your ground and let time do the heavy lifting. Remember Warren Buffett's journey? His wealth didn't accumulate overnight. It took decades of patience and persistence. Third, and perhaps most importantly, reinvest your earnings. When you earn interest or dividends, don't rush to spend it. Instead, put it back into your investments. This is where the magic happens. When you reinvest your earnings, you're essentially adding more seeds to your wealth forest. Each one of these seeds has the potential to grow into another wealth tree. In essence, applying compound interest to your life is all about starting, being patient, and reinvesting what you earn. It doesn't require a large amount of money to start, nor does it require any special skills or knowledge. All it requires is a commitment to these 3 principles and the discipline to stick with them. So, what are you waiting for? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Start your journey today and let the power of compound interest guide you towards building your own wealth tree. Remember, it's never too late to start building your own wealth tree.